Hi everyone, I hope you're all really well. Welcome to another pick a card reading. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different that I haven't done before, which I'm quite excited about. And that is we are doing a reading in regards to what is your greatest strength and your greatest weakness. So I don't like the connotation behind weakness, but I think that you guys understand exactly what I'm saying, as in, you know, what are the things that we could be working on ourselves to help us grow, okay? In our ascension, in our day-to-day lives, in order to have better connections with people and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I mean by weakness, okay? So we're going to be looking at what it is, your weakness and your greatest strength as well. And then we're going to be getting a card of advice in regards to perhaps what you need to really be working on now, or what you should be thinking about now as well, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this. And before I go on to the piles of cards, I'd like to say a big thank you for all your ongoing love and support. It really means a lot, and thank you so much. So here we go, guys. Here are your 3 piles of cards to choose from. Okay, so this is going to be pile 1, this is going to be pile 2, and this is going to be pile 3. Okay, so just to clarify, this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. Now, this reading can be just about you, but you also might want to have someone on your mind that you might want to find out what their greatest strength and weakness is. So it's totally up to you what you want to do with this, guys, okay? But I hope that it resonates, and I hope it helps, and I hope it, helps you to clarify things a little bit more for yourself and get some insight, right? So here we go, pile 1. If these are the cards you chose, this is your reading. Okay, so this is where you or someone else is currently at in regards to your strengths and weaknesses. Now remember that this can change over time, okay? Because we're always growing, right? Growing, right? Sorry. So keep that in mind. So the first card we have is the Page of Cups. So what this is telling me is that you or the person that you're thinking of, their greatest weakness or your greatest weakness is that I feel like you're not as emotionally mature as you would like to be, or your lack of emotional awareness is what is holding you back, okay? So whether you're not good with communicating how you feel, if perhaps you're not good at communicating with other people about how you react to things, what your emotional needs are, or perhaps you're not the best with expressing your emotions, as I said before, your feelings, because Page of Cups is that really young energy. It's a little bit naive, okay? So you are definitely someone that likes to have connections, and you like being in love and having love, but I think what's really stopping you is your energy, and that is that you don't fully know how to express love or how to communicate love. So yeah, I hope that resonates. Now this is very interesting because, and so you got to remember, Page is all about emotions, right? And consciousness as well. Then we have, so perhaps, as in saying that, perhaps you're not as conscious as what you could be in regards to your emotional life, okay, and how you express your emotions. There you go. Okay, we got there in the end. Pile 1, we then have the Page of Swords. So this is also sort of telling me as well that perhaps your way of communicating is a little bit harsh at times, okay? Perhaps you sometimes put your foot in your mouth, or you're just a little bit brash. You are very honest people, And that's a really great attribute to have, absolutely. But I think what you need to learn to do is just how to rein that in a little bit. And that really goes hand in hand with the Page of Cups. So once you can be aware of the fact that that you probably need to be more open-hearted and be more a little bit more emotional, that this will help you with this as well. If you're someone that's quite logical and rational, and if it's, as there's nothing wrong with being rational and logical, don't get me wrong, but if you're not balanced with emotion as well and feeling and heart, then it can cause a lot of conflict, and that's your next card, right? So because you're not sort of at that level of being able to express your emotions as well as you'd like to, and to feel them as well and to share them, and because you're also not able to fully find balance in communicating on a more diplomatic level and on a more gentle level, this can cause quite a few conflicts for you and battles with people, both in your personal and professional life, is what I'm getting. Okay, so yeah, it's about learning how to be more in your heart space, learning how to be still being authentic with yourself. Absolutely, still be yourself. I'm not saying don't be yourself, and I'm not saying don't be true to yourself. That is so important, but it's not always what you say, but how you say it, okay? And being compassionate to others, understanding others' points of view, and having empathy as well, because you've also got to remember that no one's perfect. And this is what causes conflict that you have with people, is because of these things that you really need to work on. Now, I'm also getting from that you need to give people a little bit more grace, okay? And yeah, it's very important that you start communicating with people on a more heart level, as in being a little bit more compassionate, being a little bit more understanding, being not so brash, and finding that balance between when you need to be really rational and when you need to, have emotion involved as well. So it's really finding that balance, and that can be quite conflicting in itself, but that's what I'm getting for you guys, okay? Now, your greatest strength, which is beautiful, is the Fool, which is so nice, because this is really telling me that despite the fact that, your communication with people isn't as amazing as it could be, and that it does cause conflicts for you, you're also someone that has a lot of hope, okay? You're not someone that's bogged down too much by things, okay? You do keep having hope, and you do keep having faith, and it doesn't stop you from trying new things and going on new adventures, okay? Which is really beautiful. Then we have the Two of Pentacles, because I kind of feel like you guys are good at that. You're good at knowing sort of, what is it I'm getting here? It's like, I kind of feel like you guys are getting better at juggling things, or one of your biggest strengths is knowing when it is that you need to be able to start getting balance in your life, and thinking about what it is that you need to balance, okay? Which is kind of coincides with the first one. So it's like you're very good at still continuing with the adventures that you want to go in and the direction you want to in life. And I think, yeah, you're also very good at knowing when to step back and knowing when to go, okay, I do need to find some emotional balance again in my life. I do need to find some balance within work and life, within my personal life and work, okay? Because we all need that balance. Now, it's very interesting, because I kind of feel like this is going into something else now, but it's the Wheel of Fortune. So I kind of feel like you guys are really starting to understand what your strengths are now. You're starting to see your strengths because there's a big change coming up for you guys, okay? And that's another really big strength that you guys have, pile one, is the fact that you know that change is inevitable and you're able to go with it. You know, sometimes you might find it a little bit hard at first, but you're pretty good at balancing it out and understanding that this happens. Then we have the Lovers, which is pretty pretty amazing, right? So what this is telling me is that there's a big change coming, and I kind of feel like it's a change in relationships, okay, and the way you see relationships. And because I feel that you guys have strength in knowing what it is that you want. I feel like that you guys are people that definitely really want a great love. It doesn't feel like you guys are people that like going from relationship to relationship. It's kind of like you just want to be able to find someone that you can share your adventure and your new life with. You want to be with someone that's going to help you balance things out in your life, and that's going to be able to help you through changes that go on, okay? So it's kind of like your strength and what it is that you're also working on is finding that your equal, you know, your partner in crime, the love of your life per se. So yeah, there's a lot of change coming up for you guys, and I really, as I said before, I really feel like you're starting to acknowledge what your strengths are now, and you're using them to get where you really want to go. And I think that is to balance out your life a bit more, and to, you know, because this is all about balancing things, okay? And I kind of feel like you're wanting to balance things out, and that's going to change things for you because you want this, right? Now, the card of advice I'm getting is that you guys need to learn when to stop and rest. You need to, we were talking about balance before, balancing work and personal life, balancing yourself as well, balancing your time, knowing when you need to just stop and do nothing and rest, okay? It's like, I just kind of get the feeling like you guys need to put aside one day a week where you just do nothing. You have no really big commitments that you know that you commit to one day a week, and it's just like you do whatever you want, but as in you also do whatever you want, but be resting in that time as well. Don't be running around crazy, right? You need to rest more. Okay, so pile one, I hope that resonated. Please feel free to leave feedback and comments below, and all the best, guys. I hope that's helped. Okay, if this is the pile you chose, you are pile two. This is your reading. Okay, this is an interesting one. To start up with, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So what this is telling me is that you or the person you are thinking of, one of your greatest weaknesses is the fact that I think you can sometimes work too hard at something, okay? And it's almost because it's like you doubt that you're going to get what it is that you're climbing for or you're reaching for, okay? This is really beautiful. Then we got Temperance. So what I'm also getting is that you guys find it difficult to get that balance within yourselves sometimes. So this is something that you really need to work on, is finding balance, finding inner harmony and peace, okay? Because I think that you really, really work hard at the wishes that you want to make come true. But sometimes it's like you need to find the balance of, you know, knowing when to let go of things, and don't doubt that you can't get what it is that you want, is what I'm picking up, okay? Another major arcana we have is the High Priestess. So this can be man or woman, whatever resonates. So what this is telling me is that one of your weaknesses is that you don't listen to your intuition enough. I kind of feel like sometimes your intuition can be a little bit off balance as well, in according to what your needs and wants are and how hard you are at working with stuff. But yeah, you need to listen to your intuition more, and you need to work on opening up your third eye if that's what you're into and what you believe, in order for your intuition to kick in more, because you're quite intuitive people, pile 2. Everyone's intuitive, it's just whether we're awake to it, okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys, pile 3. Yeah, you really need to know your power more. You need to know how powerful you are and that you are really intuitive, okay? And so you need to find that balance in knowing that, you know, you do, okay, you work hard in whatever it is that you do, but sometimes you need to learn balance in order to know when to let go, because sometimes it's like you're putting too much work into something that may not be the best for you, if that makes sense. And, you know, knowing and believing that you are a really powerful person, and that you already do know a lot, and that you already do know the answers to a lot of your questions. It's just that you're a little bit blocked. Okay. Now, your greatest strength, pile 2, is you have 10 of Wands. So you guys are troopers, okay? You guys are people that are very creative, and you're creative in how you move along with things and how you get on with things in your life, okay? I really feel like you guys see the beauty in things, okay? And that's how you're able to continue going on, okay? Because you do put a lot of energy into other people, is what I'm getting. And you then have the 2 of Wands here clarifying. So what this is telling me is that you guys don't stop. You don't give up, as in you don't ever give up on what it is that you're passionate about, okay? You always have faith. You may get knocked down by things every now and then, but you tend to pick yourselves up pretty quickly, okay? Even though, you know, you can go through a lot of hardships, and, you know, you can sometimes be challenged by the things that you are passionate about. You still continue with that passion. You never give in. Now, what was really beautiful is then we have the 2 of Cups. So what this is telling me about pile 2 is that, yeah, you guys are so good with being able to self-reflect. You're also very good with giving love, and, you know, you're good at being able to get up and move forward, and you're survivors, and you really, really want love, okay? And you really value relationships, and you value the connections that you have with people, and you're able to see your strengths and weaknesses through other people, which is an amazing strength to have, people. And this is really reiterating before what I was saying, that one of your weaknesses is that you're not enough, and you don't believe enough in your intuition and in your power, okay, pile 2. So yes, your biggest strength is the fact that even though you've been through a lot of hurdles, you're still really passionate. You're still a very loving person. You still believe in love. You still believe in the dream of having this beautiful connection, okay? You see the love in others, and you're able to self-reflect really well. You're able to see the love in others. You're able to see the love in yourself. You're starting to learn more to see the love in yourself, is what I'm picking up. And you're really good at being able to see the positive things in people. You're very forgiving. Now, the word of advice I've got for you guys is 6 of Wands. So what this is telling me is that you guys need to let go of any troubles that you've had in the past, any challenges that you've had with people. Let go of your doubt, let go of having villain mentality or allowing people to be villains. But I think it's more so just don't doubt connections that you have with people, because you will be successful, okay? You will be successful, and you're moving forward in your life, and you can have the love that you want and the connections with people that you want to have. Don't ever doubt that, okay? So yeah, I definitely feel like you guys are starting to move forward from, or you know, starting to move forward from your weaknesses and starting to know that you can be really victorious. Believe in yourselves, guys. Okay, that was a beautiful reading. I hope that resonated. I know it was a very quick reading, but as I've said before in my other pick a card readings, some of these readings are just so much more straightforward than other piles, okay? But I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that helps you to move forward in whatever direction it is that you choose to go, guys. That's you guys going in a victorious direction, okay? Remember that. Okay, pile 3. Last but very not least, these are your cards. This is your reading. Okay, so pile 3, this is either about you or your person. One of your biggest weaknesses is that we have here, the world. So what I'm getting is that sometimes you take on too many burdens, and you see all the problems in the world as your own, and you carry them on your back in a backpack. Okay, it's just the picture I'm getting. Right. So yes, we are the world, but yes, we are all one, okay, but there's a time and a place, and I feel like you carry too many people's burdens. You worry too much about what's going on. Maybe you need to stop watching the news, okay, and do a little bit more of self-care, okay, is what I'm getting. Now then I'm getting slowing down, which is really is coinciding with this. So this is telling me that one of your weaknesses is that you don't know when to slow down. It's like you just worry a lot about what's happening in the world. You worry about other people. You worry about stuff that you have no control over. You know, the only control we ever have is of ourselves and how we react to people and how we treat people, okay? So don't let other people's rubbish burden you and slow you down, okay? That's really important for you guys. Then had letting go, which is really important as well. So I think one of the things that you need to work on is being able to let go of things, and it coincides with these other cards really well. So letting go, you know, we've got the water here and the lily pads, so where lotuses grow from, okay? And what this is really telling me is that still knowing, you know, that with darkness comes light and light is darkness, okay? And that you need to know when to let go of burdens that aren't yours, okay? You need to let go. You can't fix all the problems in the world. You can just work on yourself to make the world a better place. It takes one person at a time, okay? So don't worry too much about other things and other people. It's great that you're awake and that you have a consciousness and that you care. That's amazing, but it's like you overdo it, if that makes sense. So you need to know when to let go, okay? Now, your greatest weakness is projections, which is very interesting, okay? So what I'm getting here is that I kind of feel like you guys are very aware of when people are projecting on you. So you are very aware of also what you project onto other people. So you're very, very self-aware people, right? And because of that, you are very good at being able to control, you're able to control your emotions. That's what I'm picking up. Please let me know, okay? You're able to control your emotions pretty well, and especially in regards to interacting with people, because and we have understanding. So you guys are very, very understanding, and this coincides beautifully, don't you think? So yeah, you're very good at knowing when people are projecting onto you, And you're also very good at deciphering when you're almost projecting on people as well. I feel like you have a lot of self-awareness, pile 3. So therefore, you're very good at being able to control your emotions and how you react to people's projections as well that they put on you, okay? You're very understanding because of this. You're very, very understanding. You're understanding of people's freedom as well, and of their right to have their own opinion, okay? That is a very beautiful strength to have, pile 3. We then have guidance as your word of advice. So what this is telling me, pile 3, is that I feel like, I don't know whether you guys are thinking about going into a new field of work or thinking about doing something different in regards to guiding people. Because I feel like, yeah, you guys are people that really want to make the world a better place. And that you have a lot of love to give and you want to share joy and happiness, okay? And what we were saying in your weaknesses was that you need to know when to let go and when to slow down, okay? So it's about finding that balance in your weaknesses and your strengths and allowing them to guide you into what it is that you really do. Because I could be wrong, but I kind of have the feeling that perhaps maybe you need to be going into a field of work or doing something where you are providing people with more guidance and you are sharing your inner wisdom and knowledge from the experiences you've had in your life, because I feel like you would be really good at guiding people. You would be really good at being able to liberate people and empower them, is what I'm picking up, okay? So, and also allow guidance in from other forms, if that makes sense. But I think this is more so about perhaps you wanting to maybe thinking about doing something where you're giving people more guidance, empowering people more, as I said before, sharing your wisdom and knowledge around both your weaknesses and your strengths, because that's how we become stronger and how we ascend more, is knowing what our weaknesses and strengths are and being able to work on them and marry them together to become more balanced, right? I hope you all enjoyed your readings. I hope it resonated. Please feel free to leave feedback and comments below. If you would like to make a request for a pick a card reading, please do so. You can do that either in the comments or even better, message me on Instagram. You can follow me on social media. All my details are below. Thank you again. And until now and the next time I see you guys, lots of love, light and blessings to you all. And look after yourselves and each other.